This week on Ask the Associate, we're blessed to have with us two guests who are working here at Guadalupe for the school year. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce them to you, and then at the end, we will answer one of your questions. All right. Well, it's a joy to have you gentlemen here this evening. You both have already made an appearance on Ask the Associate, so everyone's seen your face, but we haven't had a chance to meet you yet. So first of all, can you just introduce yourselves?
Right, so I'm Ryan Bax. I'm from the Diocese of Jefferson City, and I just started seminary in August. This is my first year, and I'm a pre-Theo 1 student.
I'm Alex Salzman from the Diocese of Sioux City, Iowa. It's northwest Iowa. I'm in my second year of seminary. I'm in pre-theology 2 at Conception.
So now you're here with us throughout the school year at Our Lady of Guadalupe. How did that come about? What are you doing here? What's going on there?
Yeah, so we have this apostolics program at Conception, and it's basically service-oriented. So each of the students has an apostolic, and it's basically an activity that they go to once a week. And like I said, it's service-oriented. So some of the guys go to nursing homes. Some of the guys help out with retreats just at the campus at Conception. And it just happened that Alex and I got assigned to work at Our Lady of Guadalupe here in St. Joe and to help out with youth group. So.
And as you know, Conception has a very holistic approach to their formation, not only academically, intellectually, but they have a great devotion to prayer and also service. And so this is a great opportunity to get into a parish, interact with the youth, see what parish life is like, even though it's just once a week, and get that experience too, in addition to what we do in the classroom.
So can you guys just give us a brief explanation, what brought you to seminary? What was something that maybe inspired you?
Yeah, so I essentially was following the path of peace in going to Conception. I had struggled with the call to seminary for quite a while, even since grade school, and it just went back and forth. My junior year at Benedictine, which is where I went to college, I applied to Conception, got accepted. I was 2 weeks away from going to seminary, and I decided not to go. And I was just not at peace about the decision. This time around, that was 3 years ago, a lot of things just kind of fell in place. I'd graduated from college, and I had a girlfriend, and our relationship had kind of run its course, and we'd been broken up for a little over a year. And I had worked a job for over a year and a half, and I just had closure on all those things. So like I said, the puzzle pieces just kind of fell into place, and I followed the path of peace to going to seminary. So that's kind of the answer in a nutshell. There's a lot more to it, but the sacraments were a big part of it. I would attend the daily mass as much as I could, and confession regularly. I had a spiritual director over the year after I graduated from college, consistently meeting with him. There was also an influential priest in my life. His name was Father Josh Duncan, and he and I hung out a lot, and he answered a lot of my questions. He was just kind of a normal guy, and I saw the beauty in that, and so he was a big part of my discernment as well. So
awesome, great.
I had never seriously considered the seminary when I was in high school or college, but I went to the University of Iowa, graduated there in 2011 with a degree in political science, journalism, and mass communications. And so my first job was in Humboldt, Iowa, which is a rural community in north central Iowa. I worked in radio. I was the news and sports director at the radio station there. And I didn't really know a lot of people in town, so I got active in the parish there in a neighboring city, Fort Dodge. And as I started to immerse myself in parish life, I really found myself enjoying volunteering, enjoying going to daily mass when I could, getting involved with the different organizations. And it was in that service and getting to know the priests when I really started to consider it for the first time. I then was offered a job in Wisconsin in the Green Bay area in Appleton and moved there. Was there for about a year and a half. And as I was up there working at the radio station in Appleton, WHBY, as a sports reporter, that I really started to feel an inner conviction to at least give the seminary a chance to find out if God was calling me to the priesthood or not, because I enjoyed different activities, different volunteer opportunities at the parish, and then really enjoyed adoration, young adult group, daily mass, going to reconciliation on a regular basis. So there wasn't really this one moment where I thought God was calling me to the seminary, but it was kind of a slow developmental process over time where as I started to frequent the sacraments more, as I started to become more involved in the parish, that I had this inner invitation that was strengthened over time.
That's awesome. It's great to hear how God works in your lives in different ways.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this is Ask the Associate, and so we have a question for today, and I was hoping you guys would maybe answer it instead. What's the difference between a parochial vicar, an administrator, and a pastor?
Yeah, good question. So a parochial vicar is essentially just an associate pastor at a parish, and associate pastor just helps out the pastor in whatever way he can. And usually he is only at a parish for a year or two. It's a lot shorter than the amount of time that a pastor is at a parish. So,
A pastor and an administrator a lot of times used interchangeably, but they are technically different titles. They both oversee the parish. The difference is that a pastor has a stability of office, which means there's guaranteed continuity at that parish because they are guaranteed a certain amount of years that they'll be able to tend to their flock at that parish site.
Thank you, gentlemen. Glad to have you both here, and we look forward to seeing you in some of the videos in the future.
yeah,
Thanks,
we're
Father.
glad to be here, Father. Thank you.